What lies beneath the earth? Have you ever imagined if we were to keep digging deeper into the ground, plunging below the ocean floor and even past the height of Mount Everest, where would we eventually end up? If scientists can successfully reach Mars, a staggering 55 million kilometers away from Earth, why do we repeatedly fail in our attempts to dig a mere 12,740 kilometer deep hole into the Earth's interior? In today's video, we will uncover the mysteries hidden beneath the Earth's surface, secrets powerful enough to render even the largest drilling rigs helpless. Let us begin at the very top layer of the Earth, the surface where we live. This is home to 80% of the world's living creatures. Descending just 1 to 2 feet below this surface, you would encounter insects and rodent burrows. Graves are typically dug to a depth of 6 feet. Venture 13 feet deeper still, and you might discover the 3,000-year-old tomb of Egypt's King Tutankhamun and his treasures. In ancient times, Egyptian monarchs were buried at depths of less than 10 feet. Metal detectors remain effective down to a depth of 20 feet, capable of locating metallic objects buried beneath the soil. Descend 23 feet, and you would encounter the Cu Chi tunnels. During the Vietnam War, soldiers constructed this tunnel network to remain concealed, communicate securely, and launch surprise attacks against American forces. Nile crocodiles are capable of digging burrows down to a depth of 40 feet. These represent the deepest burrows ever excavated by any animal. Descend 65 feet, and you will find the Paris Catacombs, a vast underground cemetery housing the remains of over 6 million people. By the 18th century, Paris's surface cemeteries had become dangerously overcrowded. A devastating epidemic subsequently swept through the city. Consequently, the French government decided to inter the deceased at a depth of 65 feet beneath the ground. Finally, at a depth of 180 feet, you would discover an underground urban farm, a type of facility commonly found in China, where crops are cultivated beneath the earth using artificial lighting. Nuclear waste is buried 328 feet underground to ensure it poses no harm to humanity. Descending a little further, to a depth of 346 feet, one finds the world's deepest metro station. This station is located in the city of Kyiv, Ukraine. It sits at such a great depth that reaching it requires the use of multiple elevators. At a depth of 400 feet, you can observe the deepest reaching tree roots on Earth. These roots belong to a species found in Africa known as the wild fig tree. In their quest for water, they can extend to this extraordinary depth. Descending to 500 feet, you will discover the world's deepest hotel, the Sala Silver Mine Underground Hotel. This hotel is situated in Sweden. There is no Wi-Fi here, nor is there any mobile signal. Guests can simply spend their time in peaceful tranquility, illuminated solely by candlelight. Communication for guests here is possible only by use of radios. Descending even further, to a depth of 720 feet, one reaches the world's deepest riverbed. This river is found in Africa and is known as the Congo River. However, humans have ventured even deeper than this. At a depth of 950 feet lies the world's deepest railway tunnel. Known as the Seacan Tunnel, it connects 2 islands in Japan. Remarkably, this tunnel was constructed beneath the seabed. Even if a person were to hide at a depth of 1,000 feet, they would not be safe from the impact of a nuclear missile. The B-82 nuclear warhead is a missile capable of destroying structures built as deep as 1,000 feet underground should it strike a target area. Descending even further, to 432 meters or 1,419 feet below sea level, one encounters the Dead Sea. It lies at such a profound depth that the entire Empire State Building could fit within it. Descending a further 2,300 feet, to a total depth of 2,300 feet below the Dead Sea, one arrives at the San Jose mine in Chile. It was here that 33 miners were trapped for 69 days without access to food or water after the mine's entrance was blocked by a massive rockfall. 3,180 feet beneath the surface lies a man-made pit from which one can look up and see the open sky. This site is known as the Bingham Copper Mine. It is in fact so deep that the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, could fit entirely inside it. 7,257 feet down lies the world's deepest cave, known as Varyavinka. It is located in Georgia. However, what is truly astonishing is that humans have ventured even deeper than this. 10,500 feet below lies the Kolar Gold Mine, or KGF. It is situated in Karnataka. At one time, gold was extracted from this mine. The blockbuster film KGF was inspired by this very mine. If you descend to a depth of 12,000 feet, you will encounter the deepest dwelling creature on Earth, a worm known as the devil worm. Remarkably, this creature is capable of surviving even at such extreme depths. 13,123 feet, or 4 kilometers below the surface, lies the world's deepest mine. This mine is named the Momponing Mine, and it is located in South Africa. It is from this very mine that the purest gold in the world is extracted. The internal temperature here often exceeds 66 degrees Celsius, a significant challenge for the workers operating within. Yet, for the sake of a meager wage, people do not hesitate to take the risk. The mine is situated at such an extreme depth that if someone were to fall from the top, it would take 30 seconds to reach the bottom. In other words, one could receive a missed call during the descent. Just a little further down from this point, at a depth of 29,032 feet, lies a distance equivalent to the height of Mount Everest. Descending even further, to 35,640 feet, would take one to the deepest point in the ocean. In 1951, the British ship HMS Challenger measured this specific oceanic point using a rope, locating its floor at a depth of approximately 1,863 meters. This point in the ocean is known as the Challenger Deep. It is so profound that even if Mount Everest were inverted and placed inside it, a gap of 2 kilometers would still remain. However, you might be surprised to learn that humans have actually excavated a hole even deeper than this. At a depth of 40,230 feet, or 12 kilometers, lies the deepest man-made hole on Earth, known as the Kola Super Deep Borehole. This borehole measures 23 centimeters wide. In 1997, Russia embarked on a mission to drill a hole that would reach the very center of the Earth. However, after 9 years of continuous drilling, they reached a point where the temperature soared to 200 degrees Celsius. Consequently, the drilling equipment became so intensely hot that it became impossible for them to descend any further. To this day, this remains the only man-made hole that no one has been able to excavate beyond. Before we can understand just how deep the Earth is, we must first familiarize ourselves with its various layers. The Earth is divided into 4 distinct layers. The first layer is called the crust, the second is the mantle, the third is the outer core, and the fourth is the inner core. Until now, our discussion regarding excavation has focused solely on the Earth's crust layer. This particular layer ranges in thickness from approximately 30 to 70 kilometers, and it is on this crust layer that we live. If we descend more than 70 kilometers, we reach the mantle layer, which is 2,900 kilometers thick. However, this layer is not like the crust. It can be divided into 2 parts, the upper mantle and the inner mantle. The upper mantle extends down to a depth of 660 kilometers and exists in a liquid state. It is from here that volcanoes originate. On the other hand, the inner mantle lies 2,900 kilometers beneath the Earth's surface. However, due to immense pressure, it remains semi-solid, much like soft toothpaste, and flows very slowly. The temperature within the mantle ranges from 1,000 to 3,000 degrees Celsius. Next, as we descend below 2,900 kilometers, we encounter the outer core. This layer is approximately 2,200 kilometers thick and consists of molten iron and nickel. The temperature here consistently ranges between 4,000 and 5,500 degrees Celsius. It is so intensely hot that no solid material can survive within it. Furthermore, this layer plays a crucial role in generating Earth's magnetic field, which shields us from the sun's hazardous radiation. Upon descending to a depth of 5,000 kilometers, we reach Earth's inner core, which is composed of nickel and iron. Its temperature ranges from 5,000 to 6,000 degrees Celsius, a temperature precisely equal to that of the sun. However, due to extreme pressure, this layer remains in a solid state. According to scientists, metals melt in the inner and outer cores and rise through the mantle layer to reach Earth's crust, from which we extract them.